Hello, I'm Robert Kelly, and today on Record All Monsters, Voyage into Space and Importing Japanese TV. Voyage into Space is a movie that is very near and dear to my heart. And my decision to cover it on this show breaks some rules. But I made the rules so I can break them when I want. The rules it specifically breaks are rule number 2, films must be theatrically released, and rule number 3, films must at least partially contain material original to them. But I love it. And it represents something very important to our little history here, as TV was slowly but surely killing off the giant monster movies in cinemas. To begin with, we need to look at 2 trends in Japanese media of the day that we haven't talked that much about. Manga and mechas. Mechas are giant robots. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with the art form, the term manga comes from the Japanese words man and ga, which mean, respectively, fanciful and drawings. While the practice of telling stories through drawings is as old as drawing itself, the specific tropes and conventions of manga are usually considered to have been typified in the post-World War II period, showing influences from earlier Disney cartoons of that era and older Japanese art styles. The art style we typically think of as manga or anime in the West was typified by Osamu Tezuka, who created, among many, many others, Mighty Atom, better known in the US as Astro Boy, back in 1952. Later in the same decade, another mangaka, or writer/artist, named Michutero Yokoyama created a series about a little boy who came into possession of a giant pointy-nosed robot that obeyed his commands that he used to fight crime, called Tetsujin 28 Go. It reached a similar level of popularity as Tezuka's Astro Boy, and was likewise adapted into an anime that was dubbed and imported to the US and other English-speaking territories as Gigantor. This brings us to the year 1966, just before the second kaiju boom really and truly exploded. Ultra Q was in the books, and Ultraman was set to do the same. Toei Studios, behind last season's feature The Magic Serpent, decided they needed a show to compete with Tsuburaya-produced giants. Toei Studio brass turned to their TV producer, Toru Hirayama, who works his magic in that particular arena. Hirayama had produced the live-action show Little Devil, based on the popular manga Akuma-kun by Shigeru Mizuki, in which the title character is a little boy, and he acts as a kind of paranormal Pied Piper. He had also produced Red Shadow, the Masked Ninja, based off the manga by Gigantor creator Yokoyama. Naturally, Hirayama turned to Yokoyama's work again, and wanted to adapt Gigantor into live action. After some production meetings at Toei, it was decided that instead of simply adapting Gigantor, which was already a popular anime, to further adapt and evolve the concept for live action. Hirayama took the new idea to mangaka Yokoyama, and together they fleshed out the story. A young boy in an Interpol-type agency fighting against an international organized crime syndicate accidentally assumes control of their secret weapon, a nuclear-powered giant robot, called GR1 in the manga and simply Giant Robot in the TV show. The show and comic ran concurrently, though they took different approaches to the same concept. In the manga, the boy and his robot are primarily fighting the bad guy's other two giant robots, the aquatic GR2 and the flying GR3, both of which GR1 would have to be modified in order to effectively combat. In the show, the bad guys commanded an impressive stable of giant monsters for Giant Robot to megaton punch in the face. I don't think I have to tell you which version I prefer. I had a hard time finding details about the adaptation from Giant Robo, the Japanese version of the series, to Johnny Sacco and his flying robot, the version I'm familiar with. What I can tell you, though, is that the show frickin' rocks. It's about a 10-year-old kid with a gun and a giant robot who fights space gangsters with his gun and giant monsters with his giant robot. It's formulaic action television at its finest, which is why the fact that it has a surprisingly emotional ending seems to hit people pretty hard. American International Pictures TV Wing, American International Television, or AITV, but you knew that already, distributed the show through syndication in 1968 and 69, where it was popular and successful enough to have 5 of its episodes, the first two with some good monster action, and the finale, edited together into today's movie. The complete series is available on DVD from Shout Factory in North America, and the movie has a gorgeous Blu-ray from Scorpion Releasing. It's also available to stream on Paramount Plus. This is one I desperately urge you to seek out in any way. The series, the movie, streaming, physical media preferable, so you never lose it. Everything that is good about giant monster stuff from this era is featured prominently throughout. And you just can't go wrong with Johnny Sacco and his flying robot, the movie.
Giant robot!
And so the saga comes to an end. Giant Robot sacrificed himself to save the Earth from the terrible guillotine. but who knows? When Johnny desperately needs him again, perhaps like a miracle, he will come back out of the sky.
From these eerie laboratories, from the wild imagination of kooky Professor Law, comes a fantastic new creature. Is it man or monster?
It's Big Lou, giant moon robot by Marx. You can make him work for you, fight for you, even talk to you with 10 complete phrases. You sight the enemy through Big Lou's target scope. You can make him fight with all kinds of weapons. Blast off, fire, load his gun barrel arm and bam! Can anything stop him? No, Big Lou has all the tricks. Hear his bell, blow his whistle. You can even buy batteries that make his eyes flash. He's ready to work for you, fight for you, even talk to you. Get the giant moon robot, bargain price Big Lou by Marx.
Hello, I'm Robert Kelly. Welcome back to Record All Monsters, where I'm here with two very special guests returning from... What episode did we have you on this season, Aubrey? It was with Yongari, with Ray, right?
Yeah, with Ray.
And so Aubrey is here, and
hello.
So is another one of my sisters, Amberly. Say hello, Amberly.
Hello.
She is on the show. She's helping now with the social media, and she's also helping with some more behind-the-scenes stuff in the broader Noble Walrus Productions, including hopefully we're developing a show for her. So, now that I've introduced you all, let's talk about what movie did we watch today?
Oh, Johnny Sacco.
Voyage into Space. And before we get into what we thought of the movie and that sort of thing, Amberly, why don't you tell us what the movie was about?
It was about a little kid controlling a big giant robot to save the world.
Yeah. That was good.
Yay.
That was good.
Good job.
What was that little boy's name?
Johnny.
Johnny what? Johnny Sacco.
Johnny
Yeah,
Rock'em
that's
Sock'em
what I meant.
Robots.
That's what I
Johnny
meant.
Sacco. What was the name of the giant robot?
Robot.
Giant robot. Yeah. So, what did you... I've already kind of made my opinion clear in the essay portion of the show, but what did you guys think of this movie?
Go ahead, Amberly. You go first.
What? I thought it was cool. It reminded me a lot of the Iron Giant. And then what else did I say it reminded me of?
You said The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz, but only because it was like
The Flying Monkeys.
the costume of the big blue guy reminded me of what they were doing with Oz, and plus it was like Oz plus the Tin Man.
Oh, you also said Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
and Willy
Because of the
Wonka and
set.
the Chocolate Factory. So I thought it was cool, and it was one of the better ones I've seen as far as it kept my attention. But I have ADHD, so of course, giant robots and Willy Wonka factories are going to keep my attention.
Aubrey, what about you?
I like it. I like the giant robot idea. But there's other things in the movie. I hadn't thought of some of the connections Amberly made, but that are aesthetically fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like their uniforms, their costumes.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
So, yeah, this movie, I think it's thumbs up from all of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my... Johnny Sacco and his flying robot, I should say, is one of my favorite things ever. And we didn't grow up with this, guys. We... how long ago was it? Like maybe 5, 6? No, it was 10 years ago? Comet TV?
Oh, is that where we first saw it?
Yeah, that was where
on
we first
TV?
saw it,
That
Comet
makes
TV.
sense. Comet.
started airing reruns of the Johnny Sacco and his flying robot on Saturday and Sunday mornings.
And I bought you one season of something.
Well, you helped me find it on Amazon. I bought it.
Oh no, I gave you one as a gift one time. Okay, never mind.
No, you
Moving
gave me
on.
you gave me a season of Ultraman on Blu-ray.
Oh, never mind. You're right.
That's what it was.
Darn it, these robots.
Ultraman's an alien.
Okay, but a robot alien,
God, Aubrey, get your facts straight.
Iron Giant.
So we also Amberly's dog Rigby is here. If you've heard little pitter patters, and that's who that was. He's walking around and chewing on his elbow. So, yeah, we first saw this. It was on Comet TV on Saturday and Sunday mornings when we were all adults living at home for various reasons. And I remember I have always been an early riser, so I would just wake up and flip through the channels at like 6. And that's how I came across it. On like, I think maybe the second or third episode, they had just started running it. And so I started waking up on purpose at that time, like setting an alarm to make sure that I got to see all of this crazy show. And I specifically remember in the actual run of the show, before the episode before the last episode is one of my favorites. There's a giant Dracula vampire monster that they fight. It's absolutely bananas. And they showed 2 episodes at a time. So, or in a row every Saturday and Sunday morning. So I remember the second to last episode aired, and then the last episode aired. And the last episode is like a gut punch. Because of how it ends. How Giant Robot, bucks his programming, quits listening to Johnny in order to save the world. And flies Emperor Guillotine into space. I was not expecting that at, 6:45 on Sunday morning. And what was funny was I'd been up watching the show since 6, and Dad woke up at like 6:30 and came out and was playing on his computer. And so the show's on, and he's like, "What is this?" Which I had been watching it for like 6 months at this point, every Saturday morning. And I was like, "Oh, it's Johnny Sacco, Giant Robot." I'm like, "Okay." And then Giant Robot sacrifices himself, and it's early in the morning, and I almost I was visibly emotional. Yeah, I was visibly emotional, and he was like, "Are you okay?" It's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Allergies. Got something in my eye.
But let's talk a little bit about.
Can I just say also that is where Bing Bong's, the idea of Bing Bong sacrificing himself must have come from.
Well, there have been some other notable characters.
Yeah, but
Like Aubrey said, Jesus. Jesus did that.
But he didn't base it on any movie, though.
No, but I'm saying Jesus definitely predates Johnny Sacco and his flying robot.
Oh, I'm glad you cleared that up. Thank you for the
something that doesn't
lesson.
that doesn't predate Johnny Sacco and his flying robot is the Iron Giant, which this definitely had some influence on. Of course, we know what happened to. We know where at least one of Hogar's parents was in the Iron Giant. Johnny Sacco appears to have been born out of the ether.
It's just on the boat by himself. In his little suit.
Aubrey, what did you say when he first showed up? Because it starts with the older guy, Jerry Mono, leaning against the railing of the boat.
Johnny?
Yeah.
I just said that tiny man is so cute in his little suit.
He just walks up to him. He's like, "Hey, mister!"
A very good Ichiro.
Amberly, did you have any thoughts about the, just anything, like,
I generally have thoughts, yes. Thank you.
what stood out to you about it?
Well, it was the first time I saw one of those things, and then when you were explaining to me that it was like a bunch of episodes put together, then I kind of like was looking at like the editing and like all of that kind of stuff, and I have to say I was pretty impressed with it.
They do, I feel like, a lot of people, I read reviews or analyses of this by, complained that they felt like it was very episodic, which I think it flows very well. But also, like, yeah, if you are telling this story, you have to establish that, yes, they're fighting aliens over a period of time.
If you know that's what it is, you can see it. But I think it flows relatively
well. You had to explain it to me that it was episodes put together. Like, otherwise I would have thought it was... I mean, to me, I feel like it was definitely, like, a movie that was, like, a made-for-TV movie. But I didn't think it was choppy or the editing was bad or anything, especially considering when it was made.
Yeah. So it's 5 episodes of a 1966 TV show edited together into about an hour and 30 minutes. With built-in commercial breaks because it's from a TV show, and it was made to air on TV to fill time for American International Television to take up a spot in their syndicated TV packages. But Aubrey, what did anything stand out to you this time around?
Yeah, something I guess I just took for granted watching it before, whenever we saw it. The uniforms of the 2 different groups and the amount of people they were able to get, which I don't know if it's because it was a TV show, because usually when you watch those things, there's a specific number of people and they reuse them, which they did here as well. But there was enough to have like 5 or 6 guys on a team in the same shot as the other gang, and their uniforms were pretty cool with the hats and that matched and the lapels, and they did a really good job.
Well, and at the end of the movie, in the last episode, with the big fight between both forces, they had a lot of people, like 15 or 20 people on each side.
Yeah, it was impressive.
And like in the same shots. They recognized, this is the finale, we gotta do it upright.
Yeah.
I love this movie and I love this series. It's very close to my heart. Because who wouldn't want, when you're 8 years old, to have a gun and a giant robot?
I want that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, where did that gun come from?
When he had
I think
the gun?
the first time he got the gun was they took it off one of the Gargoyle Gang guys that they killed.
Well, and then when the doctor takes a bigger gun, they take poor Johnny's little one.
I feel like that I would say, like, when that part happened, I was kind of like, definitely the producer or somebody on the set, like, they said, like, they were like, and cut, and then someone ran over there real quick and gave him a gun, and then action, and then, like, it didn't, like have him find the gun or, like, get the gun. All of a sudden he had the gun. Plus he's a little boy and he has his gun.
Well, and he has the gun the whole time.
Just kind of in his hand.
Yeah, I think this is super important, that this show, like, the main character is an 8-year-old with a gun.
Orphan in a jazzy little suit.
Yeah.
I guess he was part of whatever Texas is over there.
Yeah, well, there was another thing. When they're evacuating the school and he has giant robot save the last 2 kids, and the unicorn agents are trying to stop the teacher from going back so she doesn't get hurt.
Yay, teachers!
Yeah, but also she didn't seem to try very hard.
Oh,
I thought she did.
I thought she did too.
I mean, I guess if I tried very hard, I would have not been held back and done it anyway. But,
She's a tiny
like
little...
Aubrey, like you too. Like you would not have been held back. You would have gone in and saved the kids no matter what.
But giant robots
Yeah,
saved
well,
the
I
kids.
wouldn't have forgotten them back there.
That's
true.
Dang,
But maybe it's like a firefighter situation where like she was like, ooh, like you know how like when you have to dress up for the firefighters or the EMS to come get
I'm
you
sure
get
that's what
someone.
happened.
Yeah, sure.
That's probably what
Good
it
job.
was. She was distracted by them. And so we're lucky she got as many children out as she did.
What were y'all's favorite monsters in this? Because there are...
I like the plant one.
You like the plant one, the gargoyle
How I
vine?
like Biolante. I think the concept of the man-eating plant is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it shot things, and it gained power from the explosion.
Yeah. What about you,
Water
Amber?
was its enemy. Okay, I'm done.
Well, and then I remember when we were talking about when they were trying to get the giant robot to break the dam, and you were like, "Water's for plants," and you were like, "That's the wrong way to go." And then I was like stupid, and I was like, "Oh, I thought we were putting out the fire with the damn water."
Well, it was both. It was they knew that the plant was feeding off the explosions and the high temperature, and the water was going to cool it and make the plant vulnerable. But also, everything was on fire.
Yeah, like I just didn't think about that other part with
And it was shooting out pods.
Yeah, and it's the stories are super simple and also strangely complicated, which I find when these movies and shows are made for kids, there are these huge leaps of logic that if you're able to put your brain back to when you were, 6 or 7.
It makes sense.
Yeah, because you're like, well, of course the dinosaurs are all going to meet on this table. It's the highest point in the TV room. So, just before we move on, do you all have any final thoughts about it?
I thought it was pretty cool, but I feel like they should have given the giant robot a name. Because I feel like I would have been a little bit more emotional at the end if he wasn't crying, "Giant robot, giant robot." But it was a good movie.
Well, if it helps in Japanese, they give him the name of sorts.
Oh,
Continue.
okay.
It's Giant Robo.
Okay.
No,
Well,
of
that
course.
sounds. Well, I mean, I feel like that would make it a little bit better. But they did that, and then so the dubbing was wrong. So I guess I forget that part.
Aubrey, final thoughts?
It makes me want to watch other things
Like?
that I had connections with. Well, I mean, Iron Giant, Pacific Rim,
Yes.
giant fighting things, and kaiju. There were at the beginning. I thought about this earlier, and then I got distracted and I didn't see it. Where they're having the hallway shooting scene is pretty Star Warsy.
Very. Which, that's like 10 years before.
Yeah, so that was good. It looked like there should have been like little red caps on some of their guns, but that was cool. I like it. It was enjoyable.
I think you could have spent money on more casts instead of bringing them alive again to get shot again. The same 4 people. But it was a good movie.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to take a commercial break. I don't know what ads will play now that we're with Spreaker instead of Anchor. We actually make money off the ads, and also it's unpredictable. But please enjoy these ads, and there will be another thing. I normally play here in this spot ads for the movie, like old vintage commercials. I couldn't find any. So enjoy some vintage commercials for things related to this, like the anime Gigantor.
Mr. Sparkle!
No. We'll be right back.
minutes ago, a SATCOM radar detected an unidentified object entering Earth's atmosphere.
This is the greatest discovery since television or something.
Warner Brothers Family Entertainment presents the story of a young boy and a giant from another world.
Now, why would you tell your mom about a giant robot?
Mom! A little privacy! Sorry.
Who became a hero on this one.
We gotta hide!
Go to Coughlin!
Hogarth, no!
There's a kid in his hand!
You can fly! You can fly!
The Iron Giant. Coming soon to DVD and video cassette.
Hello, welcome back to Record All Monsters. We're here with Aubrey and Amberly and Rigby.
And Rigby.
He's sleepy. You know, the sleepy guy. And we're here to play the game show, which on this episode is called Movie, the Series, the Game Show.
Dun dun dun.
Voyage into Space is an example of a movie based on, or really compiled from, a television show. This used to be much more common, but the most recent examples that come to mind are the Bob's Burgers movie and El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie, which I have not seen and will not see because I haven't watched the show. You might say I haven't broken a single bad. But sometimes it works the opposite way, and a successful movie spawns a TV show. In today's game, Movie, the Series, the Game Show, your job will be to identify which of these is real and which of these is phony. The winner will get a detailed HBO miniseries made about your life. The loser will have Brett Ratner make a paint-by-numbers biopic of your life with a score by John Debney. And not a good one like his score for Elf. A bad one like his score for Daddy Daycare. An otherwise delightful film. I'm just kidding. As usual, there will be no prizes or penalties since they are forbidden by a recent federal court ruling. Thanks, Obama. Question 1. Planet of the Apes was a 1968 film starring Charlton Heston and based on the 1963 novel Monkey Planet by French author Pierre Boulet. It spawned 4 sequels, a remake in 2001, and a series of prequels running from 2011 to 2017. But did it also spawn a television series? Each of you can answer. You can have the same answer. I'm keeping score.
Yes.
Amberly?
What?
The question.
Oh. What Aubrey says.
No.
No, you have
Just
to
say
think.
yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, you are both correct.
Yeah!
It did. It actually spawned 2 TV shows.
Did it?
A 14-episode live-action series simply titled Planet of the Apes ran from September to December in 1974 and was a loose remake of the original film that expanded into an Incredible Hulk-style adventure travelogue through the titular ape world.
Okay.
The animated series Return to the Planet of the Apes followed in 1975 and incorporated elements from the book, film series, and live-action TV show. Okay,
All right.
moving on. You
Wait,
each have
also,
a point.
shout out to Jason Clark because he's really hot.
That's how we got her to watch that one.
That is how we got her to watch that one. I remember we got her to watch the first one because we said we'd pay for her ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And then she liked
And
it.
my popcorn.
You liked it.
I was going to say I'm popcorn. No.
But when the
Yeah.
second one came out, you didn't want
Well,
to
I
go
was like,
see it.
again? And then y'all told me that Jason Clark was in it, and I said, I have to go support my man.
Does
And-
anyone want to talk about that one that came out?
The third one?
No, we're pretending that doesn't exist.
Which one?
With,
Mark
what's his
Wahlberg?
name? Yeah, that one. We don't like that one.
But did y'all see the
shout out.
third one with Woody Harrelson?
Yes, I did. It's very
That's
good.
really
I
good.
just saw it.
Oh, yeah, I warned her.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
That.
it's
What?
the most intense one
Yeah,
by
I
far.
did.
I don't think I
warn her.
finished it actually because it was when I was in recovery from my surgery, and I was too emotional.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was just too emotional for it, so I didn't get all the way through it. But when I watched it, was really good.
I loved it. It's like Monkey Moses.
Definitely.
I was this close today to buying all 3 of them in a Blu-ray set at Walmart when I was running some errands this morning. But I didn't, because I think I have them all on DVD, and I don't...
Rigby's snoring.
Rigby's snoring? Okay, moving on. Question 2. Aliens was a popular sequel to the equally popular science fiction horror film Alien. And they've also had a few sequels. But was there an animated TV spin-off?
Yes. I'm going to go with no.
Oh, Amberly, you are right. There was not. Though one was attempted to be produced when toy manufacturer Kenner was promoting their line of children's action figures under the title Operation Aliens. And even went so far as to produce 3 commercials animated in the style of the proposed show to sell the idea to Fox Kids in 1992. Nothing came of it.
Aww.
I mean, I can see why, but okay.
But that would have been so cool.
Rita would have loved it.
Probably.
I can see it.
I think I've shown you the teasers before.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say, I thought I had a vague memory of animated aliens.
Like they're running down the hallway shooting xenomorphs?
Like xenomorph, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Amberly, this one's more in your wheelhouse. Walt Disney Studios was nominated for a Best Picture Oscar with their 1991 hit Beauty and the Beast. But did their critical success lead to an animated series?
I don't think so. I think Little Mermaid did, and then they just did spin-off movies for Beauty and the Beast.
Aubrey?
So, no?
Are you saying yes or no, Aubrey?
I don't think so. I don't remember anything like that.
You are both correct. Scores 3-2 now.
Good job.
I win.
Though Disney did make a habit of adapting other Renaissance-era films into TV shows, including The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and The Lion King.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, Aladdin. Vince's favorite was the Aladdin movie. I mean, TV show.
The Aladdin TV show's okay.
I kind of don't remember it.
They did a Hercules one, too, that
I
really enjoyed.
I remember that. I can't say I enjoyed it, but I remember it.
I really liked it. One of my favorite things is, like, a lot of the gods and goddesses have their own, like, introductory theme music, and it's very...
I don't remember that.
Uh,
I remember Aladdin's face being drawn funny in the cartoon.
Didn't quite work.
Yeah. That didn't carry over.
Okay. We've got 2 more questions. Aubrey, if you get both of these right, and Amberly gets one wrong, you can win. Amberly, if you get both of these right, and Aubrey gets both of them right, you can win.
Okay. I gotcha.
Because you're winning right now.
Picking up what you're putting down.
An American Tale was one of my favorite films as a kid.
Aww.
And I liked its sequel, Fievel Goes West, pretty good too. But was there also an animated series based on the beloved little Jewish immigrant mouse in search of the American dream?
I'm gonna go with no. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You are both wrong!
I knew it, and you even gave us the answer.
There was. Fievel's American Tales is set after the second film and follows Fievel and his family, including Tiger the Cat, through adventures in the Old West.
That's cute.
It aired 13 episodes in 1992 and is currently available to stream on Peacock, if you're one of the 7 people who have it.
Yeah.
I am!
I'll borrow hers!
So that makes it still 3-2. 3-2. So Aubrey, you can tie.
Okay.
This is the last question.
Dun, dun, dun.
The 2011 film Limitless stars Bradley Cooper as a man who takes a pill so he can have double brains and get really good at business and fight Robert De Niro.
Does his head get bigger?
No, sadly. It's based on the book The Dark Fields by Alan Glynn, but was a television show in turn based on the movie.
Yes.
Aubrey?
No.
Amberly, you win!
Yay!
There was one. Limitless served as a sequel to the film of the same name and followed the adventures of somebody who was not Bradley Cooper, taking the double brain pills, using the resulting double brains to help the FBI solve crimes.
Yep.
I believe Bradley Cooper was there sometimes, but I, much like the rest of the population of the United States, never watched the show, so I'm not sure.
Dad used to watch that show.
Dad did?
Mm-hmm. He watches everything.
He wouldn't watch Person of Interest with me.
But then after you showed it to him, he did. The Person of Interest wasn't that great.
I liked it. Then Jim Caviezel went insane. Anyway.
I thought you were going to say he was cute.
No. Anyway, that's the game show. Thank you for playing. Amberly, congratulations on winning.
I'm winning, but I get the color by numbers.
You get the paint by numbers biopic directed by Brett Ratner.
There you go.
With a bad score by John Debney.
Hooray.
Okay, Amberly, do you have anything to promote? I know you've been working on some stuff. Is there anything you want to put out publicly right now?
Can I?
Yeah.
Like my events that I'm planning?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. This is going out tomorrow, Monday.
Awesome. So, I'm planning an event for all kids of all ages, 1 through 9, just kidding. All kids of all ages, to just come out and have fun at the Brook Hollow Great Clips in San Antonio, Texas. It's also a hiring fair. So if you're looking for either a part-time or a full-time job as a stylist, and you bring a proof of your license, you get a free pair of shears with an interview. Come, we have snacks, I think we're going to have snow cones, and it'll be a fun day.
When is that again?
August 5th from 10 to 2.
10 to 2. All right. Aubrey, you are a teacher, right?
I am.
And you're going back to school?
I am.
Yes. Is there can people give you money to do school things?
Sure.
Always. Hey, people can give me money too.
We actually have been including, I think we have. Courtney usually does that
What
stuff.
about my GoFundMe?
We have been including a link to your GoFundMe.
Please help me.
To help Amberly with her medical bills.
All teachers spend so much of their own money on students.
All teachers do.
Well,
and they put a lot of heart into it, too.
So if there's a school drive or something in your area where you live, listener, donate to that if you can afford it, because that takes a big burden off the teachers.
Also, if you have a friend that's a teacher.
Yeah.
Or your daughter, or your sister, whatever.
Or school supplies for the kids.
Yeah. So.
Or alcohol for the teachers after school.
Bart, take those liquor bottles and put them in the teacher's lap. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here, and then I'll see y'all on the other side for the housekeeping crap.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. So that was episode 15 of season 2 on Voyage into Space. A movie I love dearly. If you have the ability to go buy the movie. It's on Blu-ray from Scorpion Releasing, and it's on DVD from Shout Factory. It's a great quality release. It has a booklet with an essay by August Ragone and an interview with the actor who played Johnny Sacco. Or Daisuke in the Japanese version. So, really, you can't go wrong with having both. I have both. It's a great one. Now, Courtney Courtney got COVID as well as I did, and again, I'm sorry for the delay in getting this episode out. I had everything ready pretty much. I had the essay portion recorded, I had my clips pulled from the movie, and I was setting up the interview with Aubrey and Amberly, and I just couldn't, I was so sleepy, and my throat was really sore, so I couldn't talk much. And so I took a COVID test, and it was positive. So I called them and let them know, and within a few days, Courtney had it too, and we were both just unconscious on the couch. So long. I didn't either. But part of it was that Amberly and Aubrey had not seen each other in a while. So they were catching up. And also, I hadn't gotten to hang out with them in a little bit, so they were excited to see me. Contact us for any reason. You can reach out to us by email at recordallmonsterspod@gmail.com. We're on Instagram at recordallmonsters.pod, and on Twitter at monstersrecord. And if you look us up on Facebook, just type in Record All Monsters Podcast. We pop right up. We have a Patreon and a coffee as well. You can buy me a coffee, or you can join the Patreon. We already have a member, John M., at that tier. It's August 1st. So, I Never Twinsed a Single Peak new episode, and I think the unedited, as of yet, Godzilla versus Hedorah live show is going to be up on there. So if you want to hear that early, you can join our Patreon at any level. We have $1, $5 level, and $10 tiers. If you want to just send me money, we have a PayPal too. You can buy t-shirts and stuff at our TeePublic store. All of these links are at the link tree in our description below, except for Amberly's, which will be its own link. With that, I'm very excited. I bought some pita bread, and I have some frozen hero meat, and some falafels that I'm going to put together into some sort of sandwich. And then I'm probably going to go to sleep. So, what's coming up next? What's coming up next is episode 16, Gamera vs. Zegra. That's gonna be interesting. And then after that, it will be the main feed release of the Godzilla vs. Hedorah live show. After that, there will only be 4 more episodes of season 2. And I'm really excited about those 4 episodes. I just finished their scripts, and I'm proud of them. So, a couple weeks, or maybe 1 week, I'm going to try and keep the schedule as tight as I can. Gamera vs. Zegra. These will be coming out probably just as soon as they're ready. Screw the regular release schedule for now. I just want to get these out to you as soon as I can. And between now and the next one, hope Courtney's feeling better, and remember that monsters are your friends.